Okay, here goes. I have this one right here. This is where I'm going to put it. I'm going to take this off. I have this larger piece, which I like. So I have this really nice brush I just bought. Let's see. See if I can. This is what I'm the most comfortable with. But right now I just want to get, and that doesn't like, oh boy. Oops. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't work out the way you like. I don't think this is going to work. Not with this stencil. I could have used some glue stick to hold it down. Usually with a paste type paint, it will do a better job, but I don't have any. Not in gold. I just want to look at it. It looks pretty good. So I'm going to do a little bit more. I'm going to let that kind of dry a little bit. Maybe I'll do some tapping instead. And you don't want to have a lot on your brush because all that'll do is just bleed underneath, and you don't want that. I should have put something under it. This is really a floppy canvas. It's not real tight, but that's all right. You know, it's going to be hidden by a lot of stuff anyway, so it'll be fine. I think this is going to really look pretty when it's done. And the coverage does not have to be completely filled in. It should be kind of mottled looking. You know, you don't want it to look like you filled it in. That's not the purpose here. I think it moved. It did, but that's all right. It still looks very pretty. All right, let's put this on top. Like that. Right there. That looks good. That looks really good. I like that. So we still have this. I don't think I want that. I think I want to glue down on there instead. I want the 3D effect. This definitely has to have something on it. I was hoping I could do something with it, but I'm just going to dry brush around it. I have enough. That still looks pretty intense, doesn't it? All right. See if I can get this to work. I'm really rubbing it in. See if that works. It looks okay. It's very old worldy looking, but I think it needs more. And I do like this brush. Just keep doing a little at a time, and each time I do it, I do something a little bit different. That way it doesn't look like, you know, the same brush strokes, or this time I'm going, you know, making little circles. The last time I was making straight marks, heavy marks. Something better. I do want it to look a little more dramatic, so this is fine. I do like that. That looks really nice. And it has to... It needs to go right there. That's where it needs to be. So now, if I put these on here, then it'll brighten it up. But is it too bright? It may be too bright. Don't care for that there. At least not now. I did it first. But once you put this on there, it just takes away from, yeah, it's just taken away from it. I don't really care for it. So I guess that was a waste of video. Save that. Go there. Like that, okay. Okay. Looks nice. Oh, gotta wash that off. Oh, I see. It was on here. Well, crud, how did that get on there? Well, at least it's washable. Alright. Alright, so let me get this one right here. It can go there. Mm-hmm. That looks nice. Oh, I see. Right. Uh-huh. Alright, so that goes like right there. That goes there, and I can do, what can I put here? That doesn't. Okay, so that. So that looks good there. I'm gonna let that dry. Okay, I don't know what happened to the sound. Apparently my editing skills still need some work, or my microphone just quit working. So what I did is just continued with the placement. I added parts of the stencil towards the edges. I did not want it to everything to be in the center. I wanted it to look as though it was resting on something, and that's exactly what it looks like. But I really like the way it is coming out. I really do enjoy the process. I like taking my time. I like tweaking it a little here, a little there. That's just part of the creative process, which I like to leave in, especially for people that have never done this. You know, it's really important that they understand, you know, what it takes to do something like that. So you can always fast forward and mute my voice. You know, that's up to you. I did try to speed this up, and that way it was, because it was like almost 2 hours. So I did try to speed it up, and that's probably what happened, is I lost some of the audio, and that's okay. I'm just explaining where I got this stencil from. I was going to put it back in because it was dry, and then I thought, forget it. I'll clean it later. I use APC to clean it. I spray it on, and then it just comes off. So it works for me. I just won't let them get really bad, you know, like I'll use them once and then clean them. I'm not gonna. Now the screen printing ones you have to clean immediately, otherwise the silk gets clogged up with paint, and then they're no good. So yeah, I'm just still adjusting, because I wanted to be sure before I glued these on. Once they're glued on, that's it. But these are the metal scrolls that were, I don't know what you call them, but they're like fleur-de-lis, only it's the, you know, the other parts, like what's up in the top. If you put it together, I guess it's all fleur-de-lis, I don't know. It's just pretty. So I'm just finishing up, making sure that the way I place it is exactly what I want. And then we'll go from there. But that's how the process goes. You just have to just keep working with it until you're 100% sure, and then you glue it down, and the beauty just, it's just there. It's beautiful. I love working with the dark and moody style. Not everybody does. I do a lot of other kinds, but I really like the dark. I try to do a lot of my decorating style is pretty much a blank canvas, and then everything that I put in it is the decor. That's what makes the color. And so, yeah, I have done lots of different colors and dark colors and whatever, but I always go back to the basics. I like warm tones. I'm not a fan of cool colors. I do like the warm colors. I do like silver. I mean, I like silver as much as gold, but I think that silver can also be warm just by how you apply it and in what context. So it just depends. Jewelry, I love. I love looking at gold jewelry. I don't necessarily wear gold jewelry. I like silver jewelry or white gold. So, yeah, I think I pretty much decided on placement now for sure. And I should be getting ready to do all the gluing. And, yep, I'm going to glue that on. And I'm using my Chalk Couture spreaders. And I am liking how that worked with the impasto. It was a lot easier than using a palette knife or a brush. And the brush, you know, it ruins your brush, so, you know, you have to really be careful when you're using it. Don't ever use any kind of modeling paste or impasto or with a good brush, because it will be ruined. You can clean it right away, and it's still, you know, it just doesn't do your brush any good. So I tried this, and oh my gosh, I'm in love. I will definitely be using it again. That's just a perfect way to do it. So I have some other ideas that I am going to be doing, not just with the things that I find, but also with Chalk Couture. I signed up, and I really like the products, and I love the stencils or transfers. They are like screen print type transfers, and as long as you take care of them, clean them right away, and don't stretch them, they will last a long time. You just have to be careful. I'm still learning. I'm learning about, you know, if you put it on wood, you need to, you know, wax it or whatever, because that will also kind of ruin the stencil. So there's a lot of learning to do, and I will be making videos for that, but I don't want to make a video and it not be true. So I don't want to offer the wrong information. I've already, you know, experienced that on other things that, you know, I've watched other people do with other techniques, and then find out, oh, that doesn't work at all. So, yeah, it worked maybe one time for them, but not having the exact same things sometimes doesn't work. But anyway, that's, you know, neither here nor there. I just wanted to share that with you. See, I used that little lid that I had, and I'm using that to brace the canvas because these Dollar Tree canvases are very stretchy. The canvas will stretch real easy. So I wanted to have something strong behind it, and that worked perfectly because I will have to use my 1, 2, 3 blocks to glue it and, you know, make a good connection with the wood to canvas. So now I'm using my little tool, little silicone tool, and I'm going to start pasting all of these beautiful little findings that were on the crown to the canvas. And again, it does take a long time to do these things, so I'm glad I was able to speed it up and get it to a point where it was watchable. I'm not crazy about voiceovers or doing them because it's hard to remember exactly, you know, what was going on at the time, and or what you were saying, and so you know, I try. I think when I put it there, I decided I didn't like it there. I don't know. Somehow I don't think I left it there. I don't know. Maybe I did. But I'm using a baby wipe to just gently get anything that is oozed out of the openings of the finding. These are like filigree, very very ornate, and they have a lot of holes. So I guess I did leave it there. That's interesting. So now I'm taking a little pick type thing, and I'm cleaning out the little holes so that they show the black behind. It will show the black behind because impasto will turn clear, but I still wanted to take off anything that was protruding. So now I'm going to continue with these. I have quite a few different pieces. I probably only used about 1/3 of what I took off up there of that crown, and so I'm going to have a lot more projects I can use them on. And what I love about it is once they're gone, they're gone, and then whatever I've used them on is one of a kind, and unless you found that same crown and the same everything, you will not be able to duplicate it. You can make something similar, but I love things that are unique. And I went through a period where I did a lot of work for others. I did clothing and shoes and purses and jewelry, and a lot of times I had to repeat those designs over and over again. And it got pretty frustrating. I really don't enjoy making multiples. Some people do, it's, you know, but it's different strokes, you know, everybody's different, and I really like making one of a kind. I could make this same thing and never make it the same twice. Same size, same paint, same everything. But I would make it different. There would be something different about it. That's just who I am, you know, that's just my thing. And that doesn't mean if you like to make multiples the same, that doesn't mean that's wrong or, you know, it's not good. That's unique to you. I can see if you have a booth or a store, you have to do those things. But I would be willing to bet you that they are not 100% the same. I bet you do some little thing that makes it unique. I truly believe that. I've taught one-stroke classes for a couple of years, and every student that I had, we used the same pattern, we used the same everything, we did everything the same, and every canvas, everything that they did, whether it was a piece of wood or whatever, there was something different about it, and that's what I love about being creative, is you can make something and not make it the exact same way twice. I just love that about it. But please, you know, just, I see a lot of things. I mean, if you buy stuff already made, home decor and whatever, there are many, many duplicates, and I still love them. So it's, yeah, I wasn't being negative. I was just talking about myself. It's just kind of a thing that I have, and I just like the making things different. So if I make another one of these, it will definitely be different. I'll use something different. You know, maybe I'll do a different color on the background, or maybe I'll do the letter will be a different gold or a different color. Or I'll use, I don't like resin. It makes me sick. I mean, seriously sick. But clay, I could use a clay mold and make some of those things for trim. So that would make it different, because it will have a different texture. It'll have a different look. So make it your own. Whatever you do, just make it your own. And if you make 100 of them, I'm proud of you, because I couldn't do 100 of them. I just couldn't. It's really funny. We're all different, but we're all the same. So anyway, I wish I had some voice that I had already done, and I don't really have a lot I can share at this point. Just dab it on. What I tried to do was not put it where it was going to be exposed away from the letter, because it was wider than the letter was. So pieces of it did go beyond the wood piece. Excuse me. I did have to clean up underneath when I did that in a few spots, because I did have too much under it. But that's okay. It really is okay. You just have to keep track of it and clean it up as soon as you see it, and it'll be fine. One of the disadvantages of these metal pieces, the fleur-de-lis type pieces, of doing that is they bend so easily because they're real thin. And in this case, it would be nice to have those done in clay or resin, depending on what you like to do, because then they would be solid and they wouldn't bend there. But I wanted to use the thrifted item so I could show you what I did with those pieces. Yep, just tweak, tweak, tweak. Yep, you gotta tweak it. There's no doubt about it. I was trying to get that one to sit down. Oh, please excuse me. I'm so tired. I woke up at 4:30. Yeah, so I can't speed it up any faster because I messed up. I tried to do that on another one and lost part of the footage, and I don't know how that happened, but I really don't know what I did. I probably clicked the wrong button or something, so otherwise I would have been done with this already, and I'm sorry. But if you've been with me this far, thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. Yep. I keep trying to bend it and it just doesn't want to lay flat, so at some point I will be putting weights on it. just so it'll glue to the wood piece. And, you know, constantly check once it's dried to make sure that the H has adhered to the canvas. Now, if for some reason you can't get it to be secured, you can always staple it on the back. Once you've glued it, then you can use a stapler and staple, if the wood is thick enough, staple it in the four corners of the, you know, the thickest part of the letter on the back side. And but once you have all the findings in place, you really can't. So right now I'm putting in some little jewels, little clear crystals and rhinestones, and I'm putting them in different places in the different designs, the stencil parts and some of the findings, you know, to finish them off if there was a hole or, you know, a place for wire to go in or whatever. Then I covered those spots with a little rhinestone, and they're really tiny too. I don't remember what size they were. Let me see. They were 2mm, and pretty tiny. So anyway, I added those to several places, including the ones I put in the between the H parts, because there was a few places there that had holes for wire, so I went ahead and filled those in too. But all those little touches just created a truly beautiful arrangement, and they just sparkle and it glistens, and having a few pearls in there just kind of glams it up even more. So yeah, it's really coming along. And once I get all of this in place, then I'll use the rub and buff on the edges and distress it with the rub and buff, and, you know, make it look really unique. It could be left as is. It doesn't have to have that. I just liked it. So it could be completed as soon as these little rhinestones are done. That could be done. And that's all personal preference. Not everybody would want, you know, oh, here I am fixing a place underneath where it didn't go down all the way. So yeah, but just get it under there. So now I'm going to finish up. Yeah. I'm wiping off any extra glue, paste, whatever. I'm wiping that off, making sure it looks good. Taking that little thing and going under there, making sure all of that is, if it's sticking out and it needs more glue, I will put it on there. So here I am using the 1, 2, 3 blocks. I'm putting it down so that all of these parts will adhere. I think I left it for, I don't know, maybe an hour or so, and just let it dry. So now I'm getting one of these really tiny modeling brushes, and just going over all of the findings with the gold leaf rub and buff, and it just kind of blends all of the findings with a similar kind of sheen, and makes them look more uniform. It doesn't hide all of the shine, but it mutes most of it. And it just gives it a little bit of texture as well, where the one that I'm working on now is quite a bit shinier than the other one. And this really toned it down. It just gave it a little bit more pleasing look. The gold leaf rub and buff is the bottom one that I'm working on. The top dot is the full cart pure gold, and you can see it is quite a bit darker, but it really goes well with it. It's a perfect combination. Yep, we're almost done. I'm going over a little bit more of the letters to give it a little bit more depth, and I'm doing it upside down so that I don't lose track of the side that I want the light on, and because that's easy to do, you'll end up doing it wrong, you know. You do one side and it looks great, and then you do the other side and oops, I did it wrong. So I do it upside down, and it kind of, I have dyslexia, so that helps me to focus on what I need rather than what I think I need. I don't know if that makes sense, but I don't like to have to repeat something. You know, go back over it and redo it because I goofed it up. So, but for some reason this works for me, so see, and here, up here, I have to remember that it has to go on the other side. Right there, see, I did it. If I would have had it the other way, I probably would have just followed all the way around and it would have been on the inside. So I'm happy with that. I'm very happy. So I'm getting close to the end here. I'm just trying to do the edge, finish it off. It takes a few minutes, you know, to do it the way you want it. I go slow. I go over it several times. I do a little bit. I see if I like it. I add a little bit more. I make it uneven. You know, just to give it some more interest, and also to ground certain places, like the fleur-de-lis part that I stenciled in the two corners. They're a little bit away from the bottom, so you need to put something to ground them, otherwise they don't look right. So that's a little helpful hint too. The other ones, the middle of the stencil went right to the edge, so I was good there. And why I didn't do that on the two corner pieces, I have no idea. I didn't, so it's just, you know, adding something there to make it work. But as you can see, just in the where it's focused, you can see how thick the line has become, and it's finishing it. It's making it. Yeah, I went up a little bit there. I didn't like. It was too straight, I guess. So that's what I'm doing here, is I'm grounding that piece. This stuff lasts for so long. It's really the best one I've found. I've had a lot of different ones and they just don't last. These will last for years. The Rub and Buff. And we're really pretty much done. I'm just tweaking a little more, making it look a little bit more of the gold leaf. You know, I just want to take away that super shiny gold that was a little bit is good. I mean, it peeks through, it gives a texture and brightens it up, but too much is, you want it to all blend together, I guess that's what I'm saying. So thank you so much for watching and subscribing. I really appreciate it. I hope that you will come back again and keep watching some of my videos. I have a new one that I'm going to be doing really soon, probably in the next couple of days. It will be another similar to this, except it will be for Halloween, and I think it'll be another mixed media. I will be putting together some of the chalk couture transfers and then incorporating my mixed media with it, and coming up with some new items for my Halloween display in my mini museum. So as I make things, I will definitely keep adding them, and then one day I'll have a really nice video of the whole place. Right now I'm just buffing the Rub and Buff. It gives it a little shine, but it's not shiny. It's really unique. I love it's just because the light's hitting it just a certain way. I really love this. I love this. This is something else. Love it, love it, love it. And yes, you should be your own cheerleader. If you're crafty, creative, artistic, whatever word you want to use, be your own cheerleader. Love what you do what you love, and enjoy everything. Oh, I love this. This has turned out so well. I know, I'm not supposed to compliment my own stuff. Might not be for everybody, but boy, I sure like it. I get excited because it turns out, you know, it's unique. I love that. Right now I'm going over some spots that, You know, I just didn't like how the gold looked too planned, I guess, so I wanted to just fix that. When it's completely dry, I'm going to give it 2 or 3 days to dry completely to make sure there's nothing left. I will spray it with some matte sealer, but I have to take it out in the garage. And it has to be a day where it's not super humid, otherwise it'll get milky, so that's the other thing. So I don't want to take any chances. Oh yeah, this is where I decided to put some jewels right on those 3 places on those findings right there. More of those little jewels. It just really added to it. And I had them, so why not? Anyway, I appreciate you watching, and I hope you'll come back. I'm going to say goodbye if you want to continue. I appreciate it. We'll see you in the next one.